What if everything we've been taught about history is incomplete? What if ancient civilizations knew more about the future than we do today? It sounds impossible, right? But deep within the oldest writings of humanity, there are cryptic warnings, prophecies carved into stone thousands of years ago, speaking of great upheavals, rulers rising and falling, and even machines that think like men. The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki, did they predict our future? If so, are we living through their predictions right now? Think about it. How did an ancient civilization with no modern technology describe celestial bodies with pinpoint accuracy? How did they know of cosmic cycles, planetary alignments, and cataclysmic disasters long before modern science? And more disturbingly, why do their warnings sound so much like the crises we face today? From climate disasters to global conflicts, from AI to political turmoil. Could the Anunnaki have foreseen it all? And if they did, what were they trying to tell us? For years, these texts were dismissed as myths, mere fragments of a forgotten world. But as we dig deeper, we uncover unsettling connections. Some say the Anunnaki were gods. Others believe they were extraterrestrial beings, visitors from a distant planet known as Nibiru, who shaped the course of human history. But one thing is certain, their knowledge was far beyond what should have been possible for the time. And now, as new discoveries emerge, one chilling question arises. Did they leave behind a message for us? And if they did, have we ignored it? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If we've been unknowingly following a path written in stone thousands of years ago, then the most important question isn't whether the prophecy is real, it's whether we still have time to change it. What secrets have been hidden from us? And what happens if we unlock them? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change the way you see history forever. Who were the Anunnaki? The Anunnaki, figures shrouded in mystery, power, and controversy. According to ancient Sumerian texts, they were divine beings, rulers of the heavens and earth, descending from the enigmatic planet Nibiru. But were they mere deities of mythology? Or did they walk among humans, shaping civilization as we know it? Some scholars see them as symbolic representations of natural forces, while others argue they were something far more tangible, beings of flesh and blood who left behind cryptic messages about the fate of humanity. Theories surrounding the Anunnaki are as vast as the cosmos itself. Traditional historians label them as mythological constructs, yet alternative researchers claim they were extraterrestrial visitors with knowledge far beyond human comprehension. Could they have engineered human DNA, setting the course for our rapid evolution? Some believe their interventions are hidden within ancient texts, waiting to be deciphered. The deeper we look, the more questions arise, questions that challenge everything we think we know. But why do the Anunnaki continue to intrigue us? The answer may lie in their prophecies, messages carved into cuneiform tablets thousands of years ago. These texts speak of cosmic cycles, great upheavals, and rulers who would rise and fall with the changing of the ages. Were these merely poetic allegories, or did the Anunnaki possess knowledge of future events? It's a question that haunts historians, conspiracy theorists, and truth seekers alike. Even more compelling is the fact that many of these writings eerily align with modern global events. Stories of celestial bodies causing destruction, rulers being overthrown, and the earth trembling under unseen forces. Could they be referring to climate crises, global conflicts, or even technological revolutions? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? Some believe they did, and that the key to understanding them lies in deciphering the warnings they left behind. And then, there's the question of their departure. Did the Anunnaki simply vanish, or did they leave with a promise to return? Many myths suggest a cyclical nature to their presence on Earth, an idea echoed in various cultures across the globe. From the Mayan long count calendar to Hopi prophecies, civilizations have long awaited the return of powerful beings from the stars. Is it possible that the Anunnaki are part of this grand cosmic pattern? Their influence stretches far beyond Sumerian lore, seeping into Egyptian, Babylonian, and even biblical narratives. The connections are too striking to ignore, but if they truly foresaw humanity's fate, what exactly did they warn us about? What truths have been hidden within their lost prophecies, waiting to be uncovered? The answer may lie in the ancient tablets themselves, where whispers of doom and salvation are etched in stone. And that brings us to the next mystery, the lost prophecies. Hidden within the crumbling walls of ancient Mesopotamia lie the cuneiform tablets, writings so old that they predate most known civilizations. Among them, scholars have uncovered cryptic messages that speak of great upheavals, a time when the sky darkens, and rulers who fall like the stars. What exactly were the Sumerians describing? Natural disasters? Political revolutions? Or were they transcribing warnings given by the Anunnaki themselves? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? Some believe these words are more than mere poetry. They are blueprints for events yet to come. Many of these ancient texts seem eerily familiar when compared to the world we live in today. Take, for instance, the descriptions of waters rising to consume the lands and fire raining from the heavens. Could these be references to climate change and environmental catastrophes? Even the notion of rulers falling resonates with modern-day political turmoil and global instability. Are these warnings from an advanced race that foresaw humanity's cycles of destruction and renewal? If so, what else have we yet to uncover in their messages? Perhaps the most shocking of these predictions is the one that speaks of a time when metal will think like man. This phrase, written thousands of years ago, seems to hint at artificial intelligence, something humanity is only now beginning to grasp. How could the Sumerians have conceived of a future where machines develop consciousness? Did the Anunnaki leave behind knowledge of technological advancements that we are only now rediscovering? If so, did they intend for us to reach this stage? Or is AI the very danger they warned us about? Another chilling prophecy refers to an age of division, where mankind will be split in two, lost in chaos and confusion. Some interpret this as the polarization of society, the rise of misinformation, or even the collapse of civilizations due to internal strife. Could it be that the Anunnaki saw humanity repeating the same mistakes over and over, never breaking free from a predetermined cycle? If they had the power to foresee these events, did they also leave behind a solution, hidden somewhere in the texts? The idea that an ancient race of beings left behind a roadmap to our future is both fascinating and terrifying. If their warnings are to be believed, then we may already be living in the timeline they predicted. But are we heading toward destruction, or is there still a chance to change course? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If we truly want to find out, we must look deeper into their messages, decoding what has long been dismissed as mere legend. And then there is the most feared prophecy of all, the one that speaks of a celestial force returning to disrupt the balance of Earth, a force from the heavens, bringing either enlightenment or destruction. Could it be that the Anunnaki's most ominous prediction is yet to unfold? And if so, what does it have to do with a hidden planet lurking in the depths of space? The Nibiru prophecy. A planetary disaster? For centuries, whispers of a hidden celestial body have persisted, a rogue planet lurking on the fringes of our solar system. The Sumerians called it Nibiru, the supposed home of the Anunnaki, a planet with an elongated orbit that brings it dangerously close to Earth every few thousand years. Some believe its return is inevitable, and when it comes, chaos will follow. Could this be the great catastrophe the Anunnaki warned about? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If so, are we standing on the edge of cosmic disaster without even realizing it? Ancient texts describe an era when the skies would darken, the earth would tremble, and fire would rain from above. These descriptions sound eerily similar to scenarios scientists have proposed regarding planetary collisions, asteroid impacts, or even the gravitational effects of a massive celestial body disrupting Earth's stability. While mainstream astronomy dismisses the existence of Nibiru, alternative researchers argue that its presence has been intentionally hidden from the public. If the Anunnaki truly came from Nibiru, did they know it would return? And more importantly, what happens when it does? The idea of a rogue planet causing destruction isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Scientists have already detected anomalies in the outer solar system, gravitational disturbances suggesting the presence of a large, unseen object. Could this be the infamous Planet X? Some conspiracy theorists believe governments and space agencies are well aware of its existence but suppress the information to avoid mass panic. If this is true, then the ancient warnings from the Anunnaki suddenly become more than just mythology. They become a countdown to an event that could change life as we know it. But what exactly would happen if Nibiru were to return? Some theories suggest that its gravitational pull could trigger massive earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. Others believe it could cause a magnetic pole shift, plunging the planet into chaos. And then there's the most controversial theory of all, the possibility that Nibiru's arrival marks not just destruction, but also the return of the Anunnaki themselves. Were they warning us of a natural disaster, or were they preparing us for their reappearance? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If these texts are to be believed, then we may be closer to that reality than we think. NASA, of course, denies the existence of Nibiru. According to official statements, no such planet exists within our solar system, and any claims otherwise are based on pseudoscience. But isn't that exactly what you would expect if the truth was being hidden? The Sumerians, after all, had knowledge of celestial bodies long before modern astronomy confirmed them. How did an ancient civilization, without telescopes or satellites, describe planetary movements with such precision? If they were right about other cosmic phenomena, could they have also been right about Nibiru? If Nibiru truly exists, and if its return is inevitable, what does that mean for humanity? Is this the long-lost piece of the Anunnaki puzzle, the final prophecy waiting to unfold? And if so, what happens next? If the legends are true, then we may soon find ourselves face to face with a reality far stranger than fiction. Could it be that the Anunnaki never really left? and are merely waiting for the right moment to return? The return of the Anunnaki? If the Anunnaki truly existed, then a question lingers in the depths of history. Did they ever really leave? Many ancient texts suggest that their presence on Earth was cyclical, tied to celestial movements and cosmic alignments. Some even claim that their departure was never permanent, but rather a temporary retreat, waiting for the right moment to return. Could it be that we are now entering the prophesied era of their comeback? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If so, what would their return mean for humanity? A golden age, or something far more ominous? There are those who argue that the signs of their return are already here. The surge in unexplained aerial phenomena, government disclosures on UFOs and encounters with unidentified entities have fueled speculation that these are not mere visitors, but the Anunnaki themselves. Could recent sightings be evidence that they are already watching us, assessing our progress, and determining if the time has come to reclaim what was once theirs? If so, have we advanced enough to meet them as equals, or will history repeat itself, with humanity once again bowing before its ancient masters? But here's where things take an even stranger turn. Some ancient carvings and inscriptions speak of a time when the gods will walk among men again. This isn't just a Sumerian belief. Similar prophecies exist in other civilizations, from the Hopis star people to the Hindu cycle of the Yugas, where divine beings periodically return to guide or judge humanity. Are these just myths, or are they all pointing toward a single truth? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? And if they did, are we about to experience the moment they foresaw? The real question is, what will happen when they return? Will they reveal themselves as benevolent overseers, ready to uplift us into a new age of enlightenment? Or will they see our wars, our destruction of the planet, our reckless pursuit of technology without wisdom, and decide that we are unworthy of the knowledge they once entrusted to us? Perhaps their return isn't a salvation story at all, but a final judgment where humanity must prove itself or face consequences beyond comprehension. The signs are everywhere. Ancient structures, from the pyramids of Egypt to the ruins of Mesopotamia, hold secrets yet to be fully understood. What if they are not just remnants of the past, but markers, clues left behind for when the Anunnaki come back? Could it be that hidden within these sites are messages waiting to be unlocked by those who are willing to see the truth? Some researchers believe that we are being tested, and the moment we decipher these messages, we will trigger the final prophecy. So where does this all lead? If the Anunnaki are truly on their way back, then the world as we know it may be on the verge of transformation. But whether that transformation will elevate us or erase us remains uncertain. Have the lost prophecies been warning us all along, preparing us for an event that is now closer than we think? If they are watching, waiting, and planning their return, then one final question remains: when will we see them again? Or perhaps they're already here. What does it all mean? For centuries, humanity has dismissed ancient myths as mere stories, tales of gods, celestial beings, and lost prophecies that seem too fantastical to be real. But what if we've been blind to the truth all along? What if the Anunnaki weren't just myths, but actual entities that left behind warnings about the fate of our world? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki? Did they predict our future? If so, have we been unknowingly living through the very events they foretold? And more importantly, what happens next? We've explored their origins, their possible technological warnings, and even the looming shadow of Nibiru. But the biggest question remains unanswered. Were these ancient beings guiding us toward enlightenment? Or were they simply recording the inevitable cycles of human rise and collapse? Wars, environmental disasters, artificial intelligence, everything they seemingly predicted is unfolding right before our eyes. If this is true, does it mean we're heading toward a predetermined fate? Or is there still time to change the course of history? Some believe that the Anunnaki's lost prophecies hold the key to our survival. Hidden within their texts may be knowledge that could alter the future, blueprints for advanced energy sources, solutions to prevent environmental destruction, or even the secret to unlocking the full potential of human consciousness. But if that knowledge exists, who is in control of it? Has it been deliberately buried, hidden away from the public? And if so, why? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? Or did they predict a select few would try to keep the future for themselves? And then there's the possibility that their warnings were never about a single event, but rather a choice, a crossroads that every civilization must eventually face. Will we rise beyond our destructive tendencies, or will we repeat the mistakes of the past? Perhaps the Anunnaki knew that humanity would reach this moment, this critical juncture where we either ascend or fall. If their return is imminent, will they arrive as saviors, or will they look upon us as a failed experiment? So, what does all of this mean for you? Are we truly living in the age of prophecy, witnessing the unfolding of an ancient prediction? Or are these just coincidences, misinterpretations of long-forgotten texts? The truth is, history has a way of repeating itself. Civilizations rise and fall, knowledge is gained and lost. But if the Anunnaki really left us a message, then maybe, just maybe, we still have a chance to break the cycle. The only question is, will we listen before it's too late? But before you decide what to believe, ask yourself this. If the Anunnaki's lost prophecies were real, would the world's most powerful figures even allow you to know the truth? If we are truly on the brink of something world-changing, then perhaps the final piece of the puzzle isn't written in ancient stone. It's happening in real time, right now in front of our eyes. So, do you see it? Or are we still waiting for the moment when the prophecy finally reveals itself? What happens next? So now that you know what the ancient texts say, the real question is, what do you believe? Were the Anunnaki simply myths, or did they leave behind real warnings about our future? The lost prophecies of the Anunnaki. Did they predict our future? If they did, are we witnessing their predictions unfold in real time? Or are we still blind to the truth, ignoring the messages carved into history itself? If these prophecies are real, then we're standing at a crossroads, one that may determine the fate of humanity. Have we advanced enough to understand what the Anunnaki left behind, or are we doomed to repeat the same cycle of destruction they warned us about? The signs are all around us. Wars, climate disasters, political turmoil, AI evolving faster than we can control. The pieces of the puzzle are right in front of us. The only question is, do we have the courage to put them together? What if the greatest secrets of our past hold the key to our future? What if the knowledge that could save us has been hidden, buried, and suppressed? And if the Anunnaki do return, will they come as guides or as judges? Maybe they never really left. Maybe they've been watching, waiting for us to reach this exact moment. So I'll ask you again, are we ready for what comes next? Or have we already sealed our fate? Now it's your turn. What do you think? Are these ancient warnings real? Are we seeing the lost prophecies come true? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's uncover the truth together. And if you want to keep exploring the mysteries of ancient civilizations, hidden knowledge, and the secrets they don't want you to know, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's so much more to uncover, and this is just the beginning.